Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's BYO Platinum Collection of December 2023 to help you in picking your 5 games. By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you'll also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Tinykin, a charming 3D platformer with a Pikmin-inspired concept. You play as Milo Dane, a researcher from a future where humanity's origins are forgotten. After a teleportation experiment gone wrong, Milo is shrunken and finds himself in an abandoned 90s-era home, inhabited by an insect society and the Tinykin, a race of gremlins that respond to Milo's commands. Your goal is to gather components to repair a machine and return home. While Tinykin shares similarities with Pikmin, it differentiates itself as a more laid-back 3D platformer, akin to Banjo-Kazooie. The game lacks the strategic depth of Pikmin, as managing the Tinykin doesn't involve complex decision-making. You gather them to overcome obstacles, but there's no risk of losing them. The focus is on exploring the world, rather than intricate minion management. Milo's movement is fluid and satisfying, and the platforming is a delight due to its responsive controls. The house, where the game unfolds, is the star, offering imaginative environments built from household objects rearranged for the insect-sized world. The visual details in each room add to the game's charm. The collectibles and lore objects are less compelling than the world itself, but the joy of exploration makes up for it. The game's story and humor might not be a strong suit, but it captures the childlike delight of navigating a giant world. Tinykin is a joyful and laid-back platformer that provides around 6 hours of fun in a vibrant miniature universe. It's a delightful experience, even if its minion management mechanics are somewhat shallow. At number 2 we have The Evil Within 2, a psychological action horror game that is determined to terrify players beyond jump scares. The game revels in its grotesqueness, featuring scenes of burning to death, exploding heads, and force feeding. While there are the occasional cheap frights from the game's zombie natives, The Evil Within 2 offers a far more ambitious game than the 2014 original, with its torture antagonists, open-world elements, and manifestations of guilt-driven grief. The game drops protagonist Sebastian Castellanos into a simulated world of Union, which is a corrupted, monster-ridden town thought to contain his presumed dead daughter, Lily. The open-world structure presents a more thoughtful approach to progression, and the game's new cover system enhances the stealth elements. Variety in means of attack is important, as the environment can often be manipulated to suit the player's circumstances. The game offers a new crafting system that lets you turn your plundered treasures into bullets, crossbow bolts, and health items, among other things. The narrative tells a similar tale of anguish, where Castellanos has been duped by the faceless Mobius Corporation. The game features unpredictable foes in the form of mentally unhinged art lover Stefano Valentini and power-mad cultist Father Theodore Wallace, who will both keep you on your toes in the story and in battle. If you're into a game with a good blend of horror, action, and story, this game is definitely one to play. At number 3 we have Fallout 4, a post-apocalyptic sandbox RPG. In the game you play as a vault dweller, exploring a world devastated by nuclear war. The game offers a highly customizable experience with intricate systems that allow you to tailor your gameplay to your liking. The main storyline revolves around your character's search for their kidnapped son in the Commonwealth, a condensed version of Massachusetts. The story is considered one of Bethesda's best, tying in closely with side plots and factions. However, the ending is abrupt and can leave players feeling unsatisfied. Fallout 4 features a large and detailed world set in Boston, offering a mix of familiar locations and new areas. The graphics, while improved from previous Bethesda games, still shows the limitations of the aging creation engine. The game's atmosphere strikes a balance between brutality and lightheartedness, with a sense of discovery and mystery driving exploration. The addition of voiced protagonists enhances immersion, and the companions are more than just a pack of mules, providing depth to the world and story. The new settlement system allows players to construct and customize settlements using resources collected from the environment. While it can be gratifying to see a settlement thrive, the workshop interface can be fiddly, and managing resources between settlements can be cumbersome. Gun customization is a notable feature, allowing players to modify their weapons with various attachments. The shooting mechanics are enjoyable, making combat a highlight of the game. The scarcity of ammo encourages experimentation and adds to the tension. Despite some flaws, Fallout 4 offers a vast and engaging post-apocalyptic world with a compelling main story, intriguing side quests, and immersive gameplay mechanics. At number 4 we have PlateUp, a thrilling co-op roguelike cooking game that brings a refreshing twist to the genre. This game offers a unique blend of chaotic cooking and restaurant management, making it an enticing option for players who relish challenges beyond what games like Overcooked offer. The gameplay in PlateUp combines the frenzy of cooking and serving with deep customization options. You can play solo, locally with friends, online, or even remotely, making it accessible to everyone. The 2-button control system simplifies the main actions, and playing with friends creates the most chaotic yet enjoyable experience. Starting in your main lobby, you can customize your character, restaurant layout, and menu. Team coordination becomes crucial as you strive to satisfy every customer during the day cycle. Missing an order or upsetting a customer can set you back to day 1, adding intensity to the gameplay. The game's procedural generation ensures each session feels unique. You earn gold coins and upgrades after each successful day, allowing you to customize your restaurant further. The ability to move furniture around adds a fun element to the game, fostering communication and creativity among players. PlateUp excels in longevity, enticing players to keep coming back with its ever-changing content and challenging learning curve. The blend of real-time cooking action and management provides a satisfying gameplay experience. In terms of graphics and audio, PlateUp features colorful, cartoony visuals and a cheerful soundtrack that contrasts with its hectic gameplay, creating an engaging atmosphere. Overall, PlateUp surpasses expectations by offering a deep and entertaining cooking and management experience. It's a must-play, especially with friends, as it keeps you coming back for more, making it a fantastic addition to the co-op gaming scene. At number 5 we have Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, a standalone expansion to the 2016 immersive assassin sim Dishonored 2. Developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda, the expansion introduces players to Billy Lurk, who is on a mission to kill the Outsider, a godlike being. The game presents a semi-directed design with intricate possibilities and routes, showcasing Dishonored's strengths. The expansion's standout mission is a heist involving breaking into a heavily fortified bank. Billy's journey involves diverse targets, emphasizing information and items over traditional assassination. Her unique powers, drawn directly from the Void, offer interesting mechanics. Displace functions like Blink, but allows for teleportation to a marked location, making it useful for escape and traversal. Semblance lets Billy steal an NPC's face, aiding in moving among guards without being attacked. This expansion's environment resembles Dishonored 2, featuring densely packed areas with detail and side stories. A contract system adds optional objectives from the black market, diversifying gameplay. Some criticisms arise, like 2 missions occurring in the same district, and the limited time for certain revelations. Despite minor grievances, Death of the Outsider presents an engaging free-form stealth experience, offering enjoyable encounters, new perspectives on characters, and a fulfilling conclusion to the Dishonored storyline. While it may not match the consistency of its predecessor, it still adds depth and atmosphere to the series' world. At number 6 we have Wytchwood, a dark fairy tale to-do list game that immerses you in its whimsical world and captivating gameplay. As a witch, you embark on a crafting RPG adventure filled with enchanting tasks. This game cleverly combines the concept of to-do lists with a captivating storyline. Unlike your real-life to-do lists, which probably don't involve capturing elves and stealing their shoes, Wytchwood presents you with a delightful array of objectives. Playing as an adorable crone, you receive instructions from a goat resembling Black Phillip, who resides outside your swamp cottage. Your mission is to collect wayward souls owed to the goat. However, each soul happens to be a terrible person, which adds a touch of darkness to the fairy tale setting. The game revolves around completing various tasks to obtain ingredients for crafting traps, monsters, and other items requested by pixies and unicorns. By gathering these components, you gradually progress towards your ultimate goal of stealing an evil soul. Wytchwood's gameplay may sound intricate, involving a cascade of interconnected objectives, but it is this complexity that makes the game all the more engaging and rewarding. While some challenges may arise during your gameplay, the true difficulty lies in an intricacy of crafting recipes. As you progress, the recipes become more elaborate, often requiring multiple steps and ingredients. There may be moments of frustration when confronted with complex item requirements, but the satisfaction of overcoming these obstacles and mastering the crafting process is akin to the gratification found in games like Dark Souls, albeit in a more pleasant manner. Despite its dark undertones, Wytchwood maintains a fairy tale ambiance. The game delves into morally questionable situations, such as collecting souls for Satan, but approaches them with a whimsical twist. Just like the unsettling aspects of classic tales like Little Red Riding Hood, the game's darkness is tinged with a touch of fantasy. Ultimately, Wytchwood captures the essence of a lovingly crafted experience, offering a delightful blend of creativity and enjoyment. It's akin to opening a hand-drawn pop-up book and discovering an amusing little hag inside, engaging in whimsical adventures that you won't be able to resist adding to your to-do list. At number 7 we have Organs Please, a strategy game that has significant similarities to Papers, Please with a twist of resource management. Humanity is in jeopardy as Earth's resources are depleted to critical levels. An Ark is built to ferry humans out into space. However, due to the critical levels of resources in the world, humans will be used as resources on board the Ark. Parts of the human that will be used range from hair, blood, skin, meat, and bones. You play a gatekeeper, and you need to decide which human gets to come on board the Ark and who gets turned into lovely piles of body parts to be used as resources and fuel. These resources can be used to build new facilities, like a textile facility for the Ark, among others. Anybody you have in the Ark will increase their survivability in space, depending on their stats. There's a fuel gauge that depletes over time while you decide who gets to stay and who goes to the meat grinder. You have to ensure that your fuel gauge is continually filled by dropping various people you're interviewing into the pit of fire. You'll get different types of people coming in for the interview, and you can see their name, occupation, measure of intelligence, stress tolerance, and endurance. The last 3 stats will determine how good the survivability of your Ark will be. So if you get somebody who isn't at all intelligent, very bad with managing stress and low endurance, you might as well turn them into cheeseburgers. Over time, your superiors will give you other things to do, like spreading propaganda, getting a certain amount of people in the Ark, getting specific people onto the Ark, among others. So if you enjoy games like Papers, Please, you may enjoy Organs, Please. At number 8, we have The Dungeon of Naheulbeuk, a unique turn-based tactics game set in a zany D&D inspired world. Developed by Artifact Studio and published by Dear Villagers, the game stands out for its polished mechanics and unexpected difficulty, although its humor might be a hit or miss depending on your taste. The game's premise revolves around a fantasy-themed XCOM-like experience blended with the camaraderie of Baldur's Gate's party dynamics. Despite its lighthearted tone, it's not an RPG but a satire of the genre, targeting both tabletop and CRPG tropes. The gameplay mechanics are solid, yet familiar for genre enthusiasts, offering little innovation. The humor, on the other hand, is a defining feature that can determine your enjoyment. The game's extensive script draws from a French audio drama and comic series, resulting in incessant banter from the party of adventurers. While the voice acting is commendable, the humor's relentlessness can be divisive. The jokes vary, ranging from genuinely amusing to cliched gags, pop culture references, and occasional overuse of vulgar humor. While the dungeon's tone sets it apart, its tactical combat system and presentation shine. Melee combat takes precedence over ranged, with positioning and tactics playing pivotal roles. The game effectively presents vital information, enhancing decision making. However, its combat can sometimes feel tedious due to extensive party management and copious information. The lack of tension caused by a lack of permadeath can affect the stakes of your choices. Despite its quirks, the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk boasts a challenging difficulty level, especially on default settings, offering a substantial experience that may not necessarily warrant repeated playthroughs. For enthusiasts of tactical games with a humorous twist, the game's quirky charm and well-crafted mechanics make it worth exploring. Just be prepared for its distinctive, offbeat style. At number 9, Game 1, we have Metro 2033 Redux, a substantial remaster of the acclaimed game Metro 2033, presenting improvements and enhancements that elevate its visuals and gameplay experience. This is an authentic remaster, a compilation of tweaks and enhancements that brings Metro 2033 to new heights. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, the game offers a grim backdrop, portraying a bleak humanity within Moscow's metro tunnels while dark ones threaten from above. Notably, the bartering system introduces a dynamic twist, allowing players to trade ammunition for upgrades or combat potential. The visual overhaul in Metro 2033 Redux is notable. The remaster goes beyond minor texture improvements, featuring new animations, meshes, and rework environments. The definitive version offers improvements, even in minute details, showcasing a dedication to enhancing the game's experience. The revamped cutscenes maintaining protagonist Artyom's perspective enrich the narrative engagement, enhancing immersion. Developers 4A Games have meticulously revisited every aspect, evident in upgraded lighting, weather effects, and expanded environments and added secrets. Elements from Metro Last Light enhance the experience further, including weapon customization. If you're a fan, Metro 2033 Redux is undoubtedly worth revisiting. For newcomers, the game's excellent quality justifies your time in it, concluding that this remake truly refines the original game and provides a complete experience of this post-apocalyptic experience. Game 2 we have Metro Last Light Redux, a reworked version of the game in a superior engine of Metro Last Light. While the Redux approach worked well for Metro 2033, offering improvements and fixes, the same doesn't hold true for Last Light. The Redux version of Last Light essentially remains the same game as the original, released just over a year prior. Visually, the differences are subtle, making it challenging to distinguish between the two versions during gameplay. Unlike the loving improvements seen in Metro 2033 Redux, the changes in Last Light Redux are minimal, resembling a Game of the Year edition with bundled DLC and some integrated weapons. While Last Light Redux maintains the atmospheric and grim tone of the original, it falls short in comparison to its predecessor. The game's focus on combat and boss fights over the survival horror elements disappointed fans of the original. The addition of a survivor mode attempts to recreate the first game's atmosphere, but feels like a temporary solution. While consoles benefit from higher resolution and a locked 60 FPS frame rate, these improvements are negligible for PC players. If you haven't played Last Light before, the Redux version is definitely the version to play. However, if you already own the original, the minimal changes might not warrant a replay. Metro Last Light Redux remains atmospheric and impressive, but ultimately inessential for those who already experienced the original. At number 10, we have The Elder Scrolls Online, an MMORPG based around the Elder Scrolls universe. First launched in 2014, this game has come a very long way with a ton of updates and expansions, making it a force to be reckoned with in the MMORPG space. Setting 1,000 years before Skyrim and Oblivion, humans are just starting to explore the world of Tamriel. There are 10 playable races in this game with 6 classes available: Dragon Knight, Sorcerer, Nightblade, Templar, Warden, and Necromancer. The realm of Tamriel itself includes Morrowind, Cyrodiil, Hammerfell, Skyrim, and more. The game's stories are based around the history and myths of these provinces. This game combines traditional MMORPG with first-person gameplay. You can not only choose classes and races with your characters, but also one of the 3 factions on offer: Daggerfall Covenant, the Ebonheart Pact, and the Altmeri Dominion, with each faction having its own story and quests to complete, as well as unique skills, abilities, and customization options. There are guilds that you can join to gain additional skills and abilities. This game offers a variety of quests, dungeons, and raids for you to complete, with an extensive player versus player system, allowing you to murder other players for glory and rewards. The combat system emphasizes player skills along with character attributes and offer a variety of combat choices like magic, skills, and weapons. Each class naturally has its own skill set, like Dragon Knights focused on melee damage and tanking, while Sorcerers specialize in range and crowd control. This game offers a healthy player base, regular updates with new content including dungeons, raids, and new zones, with new yearly expansions and DLCs released 3 times a year. Elder Scrolls Online features an entertaining story and exciting gameplay that will keep you occupied for hours, and be the one who has no life. And that's all for this bundle. I will get into the additional games at another time. Naturally, with this bundle being the best of the year 2023 for the Platinum Collections, you'll see a ton of repeats in this. However, if you missed them previously, this is a great opportunity to get the best the Platinum Collection has to offer this year. Also note that this bundle is slightly more expensive per game than the usual Platinum Collection, just so you know. In any case, kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.